Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Art Day. Today I'm having a watercolor painting. It is autumn and, I cannot get around autumn season without painting a pumpkin or drawing a pumpkin. It's one of my favorite decorative items and vegetables to eat in autumn season, and I'm actually a little late with my painting here today because it's already November, and usually I like already drawing that kind of thing in late September and October already. Well, honestly, I have been painting this in early September. There were just other videos that I had in the queue to be published before this one here could get to be on the interwebs. Ooh, it's really early in the morning. I didn't have my tea yet. Talking is a little difficult. So what I did is taking a photo of my kitchen decoration. I do have a seasonal decoration on my kitchen table, and this time of year I do have a combination of pumpkins and things that I collected from the woods, like pine cones, pieces of wood, a mushroom. Sometimes I do have moss, but not this time around because those items from the woods were collected last year and the moss didn't survive all the other seasons. It had to go. But I really like the combo of different kinds of woods. You will see later on that one of those pieces of wood that I just drew in has a light color, and you can see that some kind of insect did creative work on that, let's put it this way. And the other one is a dark piece of bark only. So very lovely, natural kind of items with sweet pumpkins. So yeah, I took a photo of that, and as you saw, I just drew it onto my watercolor paper sheet. What the heck? Oh, this is gonna be funny. I do have 2 more voiceovers to make this morning. This is gonna be lovely. But well, I did work with my favorite watercolor set. These are the Schmincke Academy watercolors, and I do like them a lot because they have a very natural, very muted or desaturated kind of a tone or theme to them. There's not a lot of super bright, cartoony, neon kind of colors in there. Yes, there are very bright colors in there. You can see the light green, for example, on the edge of this left-hand screen. But they're all very natural. You can definitely recognize them from life around you, just being out and about in fields or, I don't know, mountains, seaside, whatever. And I like that a lot about this set, so I'm using it quite frequently when it comes to portraits or any kind of nature paintings, anything that is not cartoony or fantasy in that regard. So fantasy combined with cartoony. So those really bright, overly saturated kind of paintings. So this is the mushroom that I collected, and it has a lovely gray with a little bit of a green shimmer that I'm gonna put in a hot minute to let it seep through the Payne's gray. And I'm only starting with the main kind of color painting here. I'm going to bring in other colors on that wooden piece, for example, in the background. I'm jumping a little bit between certain items here, giving other bits time to dry a little bit, because I don't want the colors to flow into each other where they're not supposed to. So I'm always leaving a little bit of a margin in between things. So on the right hand side between the pine cone and that green part of the pumpkin, for example, you can see there's a white line, and I left that just to make sure that the green doesn't flow into the brown from the pine cone. So went on to the biggest pumpkin. I got a nice collection this year. So I'm not sure how it is where you are from, but in Germany you get those wooden crates or wooden boxes with decorative pumpkins pre-sorted. So it's like a set. I don't know how they choose which pumpkins go together in those boxes, but you can't choose your own pumpkins. You gotta take one of these sets. And this time around I had one with lots and lots of beige tones in them and lots of greens, but only very little orange. So, and that varies from box to box and from year to year. So I always make sure I just grab a box and not choose a box. Because if I would choose, I would always go for the orange pumpkins, because, well, orange is my favorite color and orange pumpkins are my favorite ones to eat. But I want to switch it up every so often. So I'm just grabbing the first box, not really looking into it and seeing which color theme or which main colors are there. And this time around I grabbed one with a lot of green and a lot of beige. So anything that you can see on the page right now with orange is all there is to be. No more orange coming in. The rest will be greens and beige tones and such. So I just really liked it. It fits well with the light tone of the wood in the background. Also in real life, like not only on the painting. I didn't change any colors when I decided, okay, I'm gonna paint this. I really went with my reference photo and, well, in that regard, the decorations on my kitchen table. So I think the orange pumpkin in the front in particular and the one next to the candle in the background fit really, really well with the light piece of wood, and the others work really well with that dark bark that I'm currently painting. It's a very dark, very rich, almost chocolate kind of a brown bark. I don't know what tree it came from. I just found it in the woods. It might be pine. I'm so not sure. But it all fits very well together. And there's one pumpkin, the one that I'm currently painting, that has a little bit of yellow in it. Not an orange, but a bright yellow, which I find to be a very interesting color combo all on its own, but also with all the other pumpkins that are in there. This one is the one that stands out pretty much. So I had to have him on the picture, of course, because the yellow sort of is the odd color out, if you know what I mean. All the other colors are repeated in some other parts of the painting. Not the yellow, though, and that kind of makes it like the focus. Also, that pumpkin is very uneven. It has a lot of almost like warts on the green parts. So this is definitely the odd pumpkin out, so to say. All the others are very smooth. They have very soft color transitions. Not that one. So I think he's the focal pumpkin. Just saying. But yeah, coming back to the painting process, I'm just moving on with the same thing that I did all along in this painting, which is moving back and forth between different kinds of sections in the painting, adding more contrast, using different kinds of colors like browns and blues, grays, to enhance the darker bits and well, enhance contrast and separate the pumpkins from each other. And then moving on to another bit where paper is relatively dry and working some more on that. So it's pretty much all the same thing. What I didn't do is draw the box that those pumpkins are in my kitchen. So I have a little wooden box that I fill up with seasonal decorations, like for example those pumpkins, and it is 30 centimeters long and 20 centimeters wide, and height is maybe 6 or 7 centimeters, like of the frame of that box. And in there I can, well, decorate anything for my seasonal kitchen table, which is my dinner table decorations. I didn't paint and draw that box, but I rather went with having that decoration on my kitchen table. So you will see in a minute that I'm going to paint in a dark brown surface where everything is sitting on, and that pretty much represents my kitchen table. I didn't want to have that grayish brown kind of a box in there. It would have looked weird on the picture, I think, so I didn't go for it, but went only for my table. And that orange beige kind of a pumpkin on the left hand side has some very light green speckles in them, so I just dropped them in with one of those fancy brushes. I just forgot the name. Oh, this is really gonna be fun with voiceover. And now I'm just painting the table. I also put in some of these light green drops at the top of the picture. I think, yeah, it's not dirt on the camera that you can see that I actually painted in those green drops there as well, making the painting a little more alive. And it's you know, it's one of those still paintings, but with those little drops it looks a little more alive, a little more modern, a little more funny. I don't know all the words, but I didn't want to have a boring painting, so those little green droplets on the pumpkin and on top of the painting, like above the candle and the light wood and such, really help, I think. So then I went in and added permanent marker to that bumpy, gnarly, warty kind of a pumpkin, because I lost quite a little bit of detail there with the dark colors. But I don't mind having a little bit of ink here and there, outlining some of the things, just adding a little bit of contrast and detail. I would go for a different kind of a style would I only go for watercolors and not have a mixed media thing going on. But, well, in this painting I just enjoyed my annual pumpkin painting, just going for the seasonal art. And that pretty much is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. In 2 weeks I'm gonna have more of a crafting project for you, so one that I enjoyed doing a lot as well. So tune back in, and in case you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome, thanks for watching, and consider subscribing and perusing the channel. There's lots of art videos, board game videos, vlogs, videos about my disability and all of that, so you can peruse the channel. I would love for you to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Be inspired, do some artwork, be creative, all the good things, and take good care. Bye.